This is Snow, Jurabi Shield, aka Snow Rat, aka Frozen Snow Rat, aka Golden Snow Rat. Um, Let me turn this down a little bit, sorry. Okay, I, some people are wondering, what's been going on. So I'm gonna do a Cliff Notes version of what all I mean. A lot has happened, so I'm just gonna go through the important parts because I can't make a long video. I just people can't sit through a long video, and I don't need to. You just watch it. If you want to know the whole story, you just watch the videos. What's been happening. If you want to know every single detail, basically this is what's going on. Let me see if I can get it. Let me see if I can get the important parts right. Um, okay. Uh, Earth was going through a lot of problems. The Earth was spinning its wheels, and it was having a lot of problems. Earth was having a lot of problems. The Earth was spinning its wheels, and so the Earth Council asked. It basically sent out a call through the universe for basically anybody elite, anybody who's willing to an elite to basically take on um, becoming a human because the aliens have a thing that they can't interfere. They can't interfere with free will. They can't interfere with free will. So basically, the star people were trying to figure out how to make sure that the planet doesn't like kill itself. And they came up with the brilliant ideal to have star people be born as humans. It was a brilliant ideal, and from what I heard, it was God's original plan for that to happen because uh, we are known as God's social. We are known as the 144K. We actually were predicted in the Bible. There's 12 fleets of us, 12 fleets of 12,000 each, and we consist of basically pretty all elites from all over the universe. Basically we were called to volunteer and take this on. So basically, my soul, he's an Arcturian High General, which is uh, an Arcturian High General is the pretty much the highest you can. He's the highest. Arcturians have the strongest military in the whole entire universe. Nobody has been able to overcome the Arcturians. I mean, literally nobody. Reptilians, you name it. Nobody's been able to, outdo the Arcturians. They have the strongest military in the whole entire universe. And so my soul. Actually, he doesn't call himself a soldier. He calls himself a light warrior. All of my soul's people of his group. They're called light warriors. They're the strongest and best of the Arcturians, and they're basically their whole military is special forces. They don't have anything below special forces. Either you're special forces material or you're not a part of the military. Um, so basically, he wanted to help out. He wanted to come to Earth and uplift and see what he can do to help. So basically, my soul actually had two more bodies before this body. He had a body in the 1800s, which failed miserably, and it was a very bad experience. It was his very first time. It was his very first time. It was his very first time being a human, and it was I mean being born a human. It was a horrible experience, and then his second time was pretty horrible too. It was pretty much a failure too. So he was born in the 1800s, his first body, and then his second body, he was born to parents in the 1930s, 1920s, 1940s, and it was also a very horrible experience. I mean, there's a lot. Because you know, a lot of the 144K, they've never been human before, and plus, and they have to be born a human. So they have no memory of who they are. Basically, our, my soul calls me his flesh child. Um, so basically, we have to we have to relearn our capabilities. I mean, just so you know, my soul and me are two completely different people. We may be connected in a way. We may be the same person, but we're our own individual selves. So like I don't, I can't. Arcturians are some of the greatest. Sorry, Arcturians are some of the greatest in the. I mean, they're some of the greatest in the galaxy, and I can't. In a human body, I can't possibly, have the stuff that Arcturians can shapeshift. They can do so much that I can't even imagine. So basically, he got to the Arcturian High General, which I don't know how to say my soul's name. I've only talked to my soul a few times, and his name is very difficult. He's actually a pretty cool guy, and he's really really tall. He's pretty he's like 8 foot tall, and he's pretty ripped. And I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's kind of he likes to joke. He's kind of like me, but like a way better version of me. And basically his third body that he it just took him 2 bodies to figure out what he wanted to do. Like that's how elite the Arcturians are. It only takes them 2 lifetimes to figure out what they want to do. And so basically, um, my soul, the Arcturian, he wanted something that was similar to him. So he was searching for couples that were basically planning to have a baby, and or that it was a possibility, and he wanted a soul that was pure but also a warrior, and this is the best that me is the best he can come up with, which is, I mean, he did pretty well. I'm actually, there's a reason why I'm called it. There's more reasons why I'm called a miracle baby, because um, uh, there's a lot more that happened with me than what was expected. I actually was the type of, I mean, the Arcturian High General. He was so proficient and so selective and so good at what he picked. He's so high up there that he actually did better than he expected, which was me. He actually called, even though I was born of human parents. My soul is Arcturian High General, which he calls me his flesh child, which I think is comical. But just so you know, I don't have any. We are Omar each person. So let me rewind this. Sorry. This is okay. So we get up to recent times. I'm discovering. I'm basically have to relearn everything. I have to figure out who I am, and my purpose and everything like that, because I come from scratch. I have to be born like everybody else, and I have to with my memory, with Arcturian's memory erased. I can't have any advantages. I have to be born on the same level as everybody, and I have to work my way up like everybody. Which I got a lot of help. I got actually, it's not the kind of help that you would think is helpful, but it was helpful. I got a lot of tough experiences, a lot of rough experiences to basically, because the modern times are not like the old times. You can toughen up somebody pretty quick, but these modern times, you have to be creative, to toughen somebody up, and then make them, the kind of person you kind of like mold them the kind of person you want to. You have to get creative in the modern times. We don't, we don't, we don't do the kind of stuff we do back in the old days, where you have to get tough right away, and I mean it has to be done. So they had to get creative. So I had to go through a lot of experiences that made me tough, and then so recent times, um, something happened. Somebody I cared, one of my soulmates died, and so it led me to I actually was in deep depression for 8 months, and then I search people out, which that was all planned. It was planned for me to get trained by these elites, and I've been training with them for about 12 years now, and a lot of them are extended masters, a lot of them are mystics. I've been training with them for a long time. They've been training me hardcore. I mean, they've been answering all my questions and training me. I and I was unexpected. You know, I was better. Why shouldn't I was better than expected. I wasn't expected to perform at this high level. So basically, um, as you'll learn as when the folk closer comes, you know, not everything is set in stone. A lot of times things are scripted as they go along. You know, a lot of times, you know, so sometimes, you know, we have to rewrite. Yeah, you know, there's a script for movies. Actually, we're like a movie that's being scripted as it goes along. So we have to kind of get creative. Well, not us, but the souls have to get creative and have to, you know, script things as they go along. And there's so much I can't possibly tell you what goes on because not even I can comprehend what's going on. But there's a huge war going on between. There's a whole bunch of different groups involved, and basically all the elites, the 144K, were called in to be born a human, so things don't escalate. Because I mean, people were it was pretty well. You know the history, all the wars, and you know people tearing themselves apart and hurting each other, torturing each other, slavery, and all that stuff. You know, people were just going down a bad road, and so us elites had to be born as humans, and and basically uplift and bring light and love into the world, because it was too dark. It was too dark and too evil, and there had to be balance. And so that's and then this past 2 years, um, I've been found out that I have unique abilities. I um, I am the baby of there's 30 different versions of us going on, and we were kind of like we were like one of the prime versions of this story being told, and I'm actually the youngest, the baby of all the versions of all the light workers of all my different kinds, and actually I was better than expected. So basically a lot was put on me that that I'm actually capable of, that they didn't. Sorry, I'm actually I was I'm better than expected. The Arcturian High General, he really was a master in picking the right parents, and you know, inspiring me to be born, and I'm actually an ideal uh, for a lot of things, for some special stuff. So um, I don't know the whole story, but I think it was planned. I think you know God, because you know God knows everything. I think God kind of I'm pretty sure God knew this was gonna happen. I think this was designed in a sort of way. I I don't know the whole full story, but I'm actually the Earth's inner holy shield. My last name is Wounded Shield, and transform a wounded shield becomes a holy shield, which 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 will be explained in the years to come. It'll be explained further, because not even I know what. I just know that that the inner holy shield, which is me, apparently me, like my being is inside of all the different realities. All is a spark inside of every living thing, every human, every animal. I'm a spark inside everybody. Uh, that's why I'm kind of that's why I get that's why I'm off limits, and that's, you know, because you know this is not the time of Christ. You know, we're not gonna sacrifice people. People are not gonna, you know, we're not gonna sacrifice great, you know, inner like, you know, inner Christ. You know, it wasn't the time. You know, people weren't ready, but now time is ready. So the inner shield is that came at a perfect time. So nothing's bad can happen. I'm actually gonna live on for a very long time, and I'm actually gonna play a very important role, a very important role that I'm being prepared for. Which basically the reason why I stopped making videos not too long ago is because as you can tell through this video, it's a lot has gone on, and I didn't think I was capable of it. Because you see my later videos, I was given a lot of gifts. All my capabilities are unlocked. I was infused with source power. I mean source energy, which has got the highest and purest energy, which we found out is, you know, God's own personal energy, and it comes, source energy only comes from the central sun, which we, central sun is the heaven, which we find that I found out that heaven is actually God, I mean God's body. And so I mean, now I do understand why I can't, why I can't tell people what has happened, because so much has happened. It's unbelievable. Just watch my videos. I record everything because it's been a wild ride. And basically, just recently I was having a hard time, you know, getting with the program. I was kind of, you know, giving up in a way, and I was given a little. I basically gave up for a little while, and I was rudely reminded what can happen if I fail, and I was given a glimpse of what failure feels like, and it was not pretty. It was hella scary, and it was not a pretty thing. I was given a glimpse of what failure looks like, and trust me, failure is not what I want. So basically, just recently I got my second chance, and because I chose my second chance, as you see in the pictures, I got rewarded with an eagle, I got rewarded with a hawk, I got rewarded with my first Valentine's, um, I got rewarded with my first time, you know, had making love in 3 years. These are all rewards, you know, for getting with the program, for you know, for getting back on the getting with the program. Because as you see my other videos, I was warned about this. They said, do I choose to accept this gift, these things that are gonna happen? Because they said there's no off switch, there's no turning back. You know, I mean, I can't turn back. I have to go 120% towards the perfect at all times. There's, I mean, they don't. They say that they'll give me as many chances as it takes, but I always have to keep on getting up, and I have to keep on pushing. I have to, you know, because there's going to be rewards and stuff. There's going to be great things, but I cannot give up. And I tried to, and I was given a rude awakening, which is you know, I know better than to give up. So I've been on my best behavior. I've been trying really hard to, you know, to correct things. Um, because, you know, failure was not pretty. It was not a pretty thing. I can't tell you all what happened, but um, it basically wasn't a fun experience. And I mean, things happen with my mom, things happen with my uncle, things happen with all the people that I love, which was just the whole program that got me motivated and accepting this stuff. And you know, I didn't, you know, and things are happening with me. Like my whole world was, you know, in failure. And then I chose to get back on the bagwagon, you know, get back with the program, and you know, go hard with this. And then they say that they're pretty sure that I got it this time, and they're pretty sure I won't fail again. They just needed to give me a little motivation, which was kind of scary. Well, thank you all. This is Snow, JW Shield, aka Snowrat. Thank you very much, and have an awesome night.